I believe we're live on YouTube also. Okay, we're live on YouTube. In case अगर कोई YouTube पे देख रहा है तो just skip ahead a few minutes if you are watching the replay. अगर आप replay watch नहीं कर रहे हो, अगर आप live हो YouTube पे, then well, I hope you enjoy the ride. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just confirming that we are. I'll just share my screen. तब तक अगर आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क. Bursting some crackers, planning to burst more today. That's good. Great. Good to hear you are having a fun Diwali. Okay, great. Sharing the screen now. क्या आप लोगों को स्क्रीन दिख रही है? Slept all day, finally vacation from office, basically nice. Good. I typically only end up sleeping all day on weekends. Otherwise, weekdays ko I end up waking. Uh, I end up waking up early, even if it's a bank holiday or something. So, good. Glad you got some nice rest. Okay, I hope you can all see the chart. Just checking YouTube also to make sure कि आ रहा है, क्योंकि फिर YouTube नखरे करता है और YouTube के नखरे फिर होते हैं, and that is a pain. Okay, we can see the chart on YouTube also. Nice. Great. Okay, so I'll tell you आज क्या करने वाले हैं. Basically today we'll look at Nifty, Bank Nifty. As the title suggests, as the thumbnail suggests, हम लोग एक Q&A भी करेंगे. And in all of this, let's talk about where the market is, क्या हो रहा है आजकल, why we are seeing certain moves, what I am doing these days in terms of my trades and what my outlook is and such. So that will be the objective. I hope that will give us more of a practical view on the market and not just something that is very theoretical or something that is just अच्छा हाँ इसने तो दिखा दिया. Okay. So starting things off with Nifty's daily chart, यहाँ पर हम लोग कुछ चीज नोटिस कर सकते हैं. I'm removing all the drawings. I will just keep price, which is candlesticks, and I'll keep RSI क्योंकि RSI पे कुछ हो रहा है. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं that today's high for Nifty was 17,811, very close to the open. So we can see it's an open equals to high kind of scenario. हम लोग देख सकते हैं RSI is trying to take resistance from 60. RSI 60 resistance हम लोग ने पहले भी कुछ instances पे देखा है. And what ends up happening is that the bulls are unable to capture that momentum that is required to really follow through on such moves. हम लोग ने देखा था कि कुछ दिन we saw some bullish moves which were actually not really pushing the market that high. और एक्चुअली आज हम लोग उसका इम्पैक्ट देख रहे हैं दैट we saw yet another gap up, but then there was no one to catch, there was no one to arrest the fall, और उसी के वजह से we are seeing fairly sharp fall. I mean we're already down close to what 150 points, not much, but हम लोग देख सकते हैं गैप तो पूरा उड़ा दिया है उसने. In fact, we can see Muhurat trading low is also broken. So Muhurat trading also started off nicely, but then हम लोग ने देखा उसे नीचे ढलते. If you are wondering what Muhurat trading is, basically it's done on Diwali, which is why Diwali is a special day for all traders and the stock market. इस पे मैंने एक shorts video भी डाला था. So if you want to check out such shorts, then make sure you are following me on YouTube and you are also following me on Instagram. My name on YouTube and Instagram are the same. So you just search for Stock Markets with KR, which is my YouTube channel, और आपको मिल जाएगा. This is the channel, and if you check it out, आपको मिल जाएगा मेरा shorts, right? So that's just about what happened yesterday. अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या अभी हो रहा है and how you could have analyzed this, हम लोग यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं that this was a typical open equals to high situation as we discussed. Generally open equals to high situations में हम लोग देखते हैं कि prices end up favoring the downside. और अगर वही हिसाब से हम देखते हैं, then we can see after this we saw some support from the previous close. We were seeing a good bounce, but उसके बाद हम लोग ने देखा कि around 760 के आसपास हम लोग ने sort of top out किया और एक sharp dip आया यहाँ पे. ये sharp dip क्या कर रहा था? It was basically the lowest close that we saw today, and that ended up eventually breaking the low. और उस लो से फिर से रेजिस्टेंस देखा, वी सॉ प्राइसेस फॉलिंग अगेन, वी सॉ येट अनदर रेजिस्टेंस फ्रॉम दैट लेवल एंड देन वी सॉर्ट ऑफ फॉर्म दिस बेस ऑफ सॉर्ट्स. उसके बाद वहां से फिर से ऊपर गया, वंस अगेन इट टुक रेजिस्टेंस फ्रॉम दिस सेम जनरल लेवल एंड नाउ हियर प्राइसेस आर बैक. दिस फॉल एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड जब भी हम लोग का लाइव स्टार्ट होने वाला था, सो इतना ठीक था, बट देन दिस फॉल दैट वी आर सीइंग राइट नाउ, रादर द प्रीवियस कैंडल दैट वी आर सीइंग, वो अभी जस्ट लाइव स्टार्ट करने के टाइम पे ही हुआ. आई वाज लुकिंग एट टीसीएस एट द टाइम, और टीसीएस में भी आप देख सकते हो बहुत शार्प फॉल है. आई एम श्योर दिस इज द केस विथ मेनी अदर स्टॉक्स, बट मैं टीसीएस देख रहा था इसलिए आपको बोल रहा हूँ. सो दिस इज वेयर निफ्टी इज एट. बैंक निफ्टी अगर देखते हैं, देन डेली चार्ट क्विकली वील टेक अ लुक. वी आर गोइंग टू लुक एट द डेली चार्ट ऑल्सो इन अ लिटिल मोर डेप्थ, बट यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं इट ओपनड एट 513, high being 41530. So around 17 points difference open equals to high से, which is not that much. 41530 मान के ही चलते हैं. Right now we can see it's already down around 350 points or so, and it is at its low itself, which is very similar to what we saw with Nifty. Again, अगर हम लोग मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग की बात करते हैं, started off reasonably well, or rather in fact यहाँ पे ऐसे अच्छा चल रहा था, एंड देन अनलाइक निफ्टी जो कुछ ऐसे रहा, हम लोग ने एंड में थोड़ा सा एक बाउंस देख लिया, व्हिच मींस मे बी मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग पे ज्यादा लोगों ने बैंक्स में खरीदारी की है, which means that maybe people thought that acha, maybe banking stocks are likely to good, or शगुन के हिसाब से बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स लिए. Typically what happens on muhurat trading is that you basically buy auspicious shares or stuff that you want to hold on a lot, or maybe gold kharidna hai and such. So it's not really a trading day per se, so you wouldn't really be saying ki wow yahan pe breakout hua main kharidunga. Rather you're saying ki acha, no problem, wherever price is at in that 1 hour I will buy a little bit of this, a little bit of that. हम लोग यहाँ पे बैंक निफ्टी में भी देख सकते हैं, ओपन इक्वल्स टू हाई सिचुएशन, फेल डाउन, retested this level, and then after that it sort of tested these lows, but उसके बाद लो टेस्ट करने के बाद it was able to hold on and then it fell back down. So यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं निफ्टी whereas लो तोड़ के लो के आसपास ही खेल रहा था, then it went up. बैंक निफ्टी के केस में we are seeing a very specific floor of sorts, which is around 41,120 ish that we just marked. हम लोग देख सकते हैं that if prices do end up falling more, then I will just reduce the thickness of this. Then somewhere around 41,000 is when I feel we might see some support. Naturally, एक psychological level है, round number logic. अगर निफ्टी की बात करें, again if the fall is to be arrested, then पहला level आ जाएगा जो ये है, which is where it's at right now, 660. अगर वो फेल हो जाता है, then I feel somewhere in this ballpark 600 के आसपास वो support लेना चाहिए. If we talk about resistances for Nifty, I will say the 720, 740 level becomes an important resistance, followed by something like 780. And if we talk about the same level for Bank Nifty, then Bank Nifty के लिए coincidentally the same markings work जो हम लोग ने Nifty में ही डाले थे. And we can see here 41,200 becomes an important resistance, followed by 41,400, and a support comes in around 41,000 to 4,900, followed by 40,600. So those would be the levels for Nifty and Bank Nifty मेरे लिए. Let's take a quick look at the daily chart. उसके बाद मैं QnA पे जाता हूँ. Yeah, I can see a lot of questions, so I'll just talk about those. अगर किसी को YouTube पे भी पूछना है, पूछ लेना प्लीज. I'll just see. YouTube पे कभी कभी क्या करता है, मेरे को फोन पे या मेरे लैपटॉप पे, दोनों में से एक पे कभी कभी it doesn't show me any text, so I can't really see the comments. Today we haven't received any yet. So अगर आप YouTube पे हो, then you can ask questions also. I'm making sure to look at the chat. यहाँ पर हम लोग देख सकते हैं for Nifty that higher levels are actually failing. So if we put the moving average just to get an idea कि exactly कहाँ पे है relatively speaking, we can see कि 50 MA के आसपास ही लड़ाई कर रहा है, and we can see the bulls are fighting very hard to hold above 50 MA, but the bears just are relatively strong enough compared to the bulls. हम लोग देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे उसने बाउंस किया था after taking resistance from here. हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जनरल 17,800 के लेवल से वो नीचे आ रहा है. Now the real test of course happens to be somewhere here, which is around 17,600 to 500 as we discussed. अगर हम बात करते हैं apart from moving averages, just looking at the lines, then we can see an important support happens to come around here. That level is around 17,500 or so. So those would be the levels for Nifty. For Bank Nifty, हम लोग देख सकते हैं these are the levels that I've marked. First one happens to be around 40,800 in my view, क्योंकि ये gap fill हो जाएगा, and after that 4400 as we discussed. Moving averages की अगर बात करते हैं, then moving averages में 50 MA happens to be around here, which is just below 39,500ish, 39,600 पे है actually, and the 20 MA is at 39,300. 200 MA is very far away, which means कि banks have done relatively better. So that was just a quick overview look at the markets. Now let's look at some questions to understand कि क्या exactly लोगों के mind में है. Last class you were talking about Muhurat trading, right? Can I know more about it? So Jacob, basically Muhurat trading क्या होता है कि since Diwali is an auspicious day, right? Since Diwali is an auspicious day, there's a special trading session that is held. Now, typically the markets are shut on all bank holidays, which actually end up being market holidays too, right? All nahi to at least most of them, maybe with the exception of one or two. बट दिवाली इज अ रिवर्स एक्सेप्शन. दिवाली के अंदर बैंक हॉलीडे है, मार्केट भी ऑपरेशनल आवर्स में बंद रहता है, विच मींस फ्रॉम 9:15 to 3:30 the markets will be shut. However, during the evening, for instance, yesterday क्या था? Yesterday the timings were 6:15 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. right? So ये क्या था? This was an auspicious time. So अगर आपको पता है, then in anything there is a muhurat, like that muhurat is that auspicious time कि ये time के बीच में अगर कुछ करोगे, there is a chance that as per these traditions and as per these beliefs, that it might end up being more successful, or it might be good fortune for you. So उसी के लिए this Muhurat trading happens, and it's been a tradition. I think it's been going on since the 1980s or something, if I'm not wrong. Last year or last to last year, I had sat and done some research. I think around 1980s के आसपास का है, and it's a tradition that has just carried forward. So can't hear you. Okay, I can hear me. Can you hear me now? Which device am I using? I'm using the right device. You should be able to hear me ideally. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I can hear myself on YouTube. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Please let me know. Someone? Is there a problem with the stream? I don't think so. YouTube पे तो आ रहा है आवाज. Someone just let me know in the chat, on creator chat. If someone on creator chat can let me know. Now you can? Okay, good. Great. So I was just saying that 2020 or 21 में I did some research. 1980s के आसपास that Muhurat trading started. If my memory serves me right, don't quote me on this. You can just do a quick Google and you'll find it. But basically it is a tradition. So I hope you were able to see what I was drawing and doodling. Just like that, it's just a tradition कि उस time पे, since it is holy or it is considered good fortune, that 1 hour of trading is there, and it is very unique क्योंकि ऐसा और कोई बैंक हॉलीडे में नहीं होता, which is the beauty or specialty of Diwali trades, you can say. And again, this shorts video is there. We've received a good number of views also. You can contribute to that possibly. And then you might understand a little more. So very quick video. Okay. Any other questions? Hey, so I've seen people talking about other stuff than stocks like gold, oil, and all. What is that exactly, and how do we do it? Or is it gold and oil determines the value of the stocks fluctuating on daily basis? So it's a bit of both. ऐसा नहीं है कि the value of gold and oil does not, influence the stock prices. But बात ऐसी है, gold as such will not have that much of an impact. Ultimately, try to think of it logically. If you talk about oil, steel, if you talk about something like natural gas, copper, maybe cotton, maybe which is some other commodity that we have, any other commodity that you can think of, maybe silver डाल देते हैं, बस याद नहीं आ रहा और कुछ इसके लिए. So if you see, all of these are in a way raw materials. Okay, they are called commodities. Commodities are traded on MCX. Okay, तो ये raw materials जो है, ये कोई चीज के लिए बने होते हैं. I'll just quickly do a DND here. Focus mode चालू कर देता हूँ so that I don't end up getting unnecessary notifications. But ये जो commodities है, these are all raw materials. For example, oil is a raw material for what? Reliance, IOC, ONGC and all. Steel can be a raw material for something like Tata Steel because they produce using it. Natural gas, maybe someone like IGL or something. Copper used in a lot of electrics, maybe Bajaj Electricals के लिए. Cotton, Raymond के लिए. Silver is also used in a bunch of stuff. Let's say silver is used in electricals also, then we can maybe say Bajaj, or we can say jewelry के लिए gold and silver is used, so we say Kalyan Jewelers, which is a listed company. Maybe we also include Titan in the list because Titan has their own jewelry lineups and such. So all of these things will have an impact on the companies, and that also has an impact on the share prices of those companies. So this is one way जहाँ पे वो impact दिखता है हमें. अभी सीधी बात है, there's no one reason in the markets ever. There are always a few different explanations. The other explanation is कि commodity prices have like a blanket impact depending on the economic conditions. For example, अगर हम लोग थोड़ा सा recession देख रहे हैं, or if we are seeing high interest rate environment, then what we will see is कि one, the currency that is there will be stronger. Two, we will see stocks are lower. And three, we will see commodities are lower. This is just a simple relationship. अगर आपको चाहिए, then more of this I have explained in one of these videos. If you just search, let me see, interest rate डालोगे तो शायद आना चाहिए. Yeah, this is the video. Basics of stock markets के अंदर मैंने डाला है impact of interest rate hikes on shares, forex and commodities. I'll do one thing. I'll just share this link with you also, so you can take a look at it. क्योंकि इससे क्या होगा, you will be able to sort of relate with it. So that is how it would work. So that's in a way what impacts its price. Now, if you talk about trading those things, you can trade commodities. MCX के द्वारा commodities trade होते हैं. MCX is multi commodity exchange. It is India's commodities exchange, जहाँ पे आप trade कर सकते हो commodities को. You can trade a variety of different commodities. What you can just do very simply to do a quick check. If you just search gold here, all sources से हट के आप यहाँ पे MCX डालो. इंडिया में MCX के ये सारे हैं. right? You can see MCX here. Let's say want to look at copper डाला मैंने, यहाँ पे MCX के futures है. Oil का है यहाँ पे MCX crude oil futures. These are crude oil futures. So this is how it works. Now, the problem with this, as you can see, is कि prices are very, very volatile. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, see this will mimic the WTI prices at some level. I'll show you WTI charts also. चलो, I have it on my device, so might as well see WTI also. But basically it will mimic WTI, and उसके साथ you try to trade that. Well, do I have WTI on the watch list here? I thought I did. No problem. We will add it. Where is that? Yeah, WTI इधर है. Yeah, WTI oil daily chart. So you can see here, this is the daily chart. This is the daily chart of WTI December futures. And what we are seeing here is crude oil futures in India. Very similar patterns. So it will roughly mimic WTI only, the one that you see on MCX. ये trade कर सकते हो. But in general, commodities are very choppy. Commodities are quite volatile. और इसमें problem क्या होता है, especially if you've got most brokers that you can have accounts with, like Zerodha and all, वहाँ पे MCX and NSE, BSE के funds अलग होते हैं. So let's say you've got 10,000 rupees in your NSE, BSE account to buy stuff like Reliance, TCS and all. You can't use this 10,000 to buy and sell on MCX. As far as I know, only Fires allows this. Maybe others have started. But from what I recall, Fires was one of the first brokers to start this concept of like common cash balances. So yes, you can trade those. They are very choppy, very risky, and the market hours are different. You have it open, I think, till 11 or 11:30. Can anyone trade oil barrels? Yes, that is how you trade oil barrels. Your view on REITs? I don't really invest in REITs, so I don't have any view. On paper, though, they do seem fine. I feel if you want exposure to real estate, if you talk about equity investing, you can just get equity shares of an infra company. Maybe look at infra REITs in general. If you want REIT specific exposure, then you'd have to look at and analyze the various REITs. Since there are a few out there, obviously आपको ऐसा REIT चाहिए जो आपको अच्छा decent return देता है. For those who aren't very sure of REITs, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. REITs are basically real estate investment trusts. So these are like MFs, but for real estate. Very simply put, ठीक है. So अगर आपको समझो REITs में डालना है, REITs क्या होते हैं? These are REITs. Next time someone asks you कि अरे मेरे को REITs में पैसा डालने का है, क्या करूं मैं? And you can just say क्या होता है REITs, पता है क्या? Then you can maybe tell them about it, or if they know about it, you can have a conversation. So yeah, that's REIT. So now the Prime Minister of Britain is an Indian. He's not an Indian. He's not an Indian. I don't think he was even born in India. I think he's born and brought up both in the UK. So he's not an Indian. He's just Indian origin. He has Indian blood in him, and his wife happens to be the daughter of Infosys ke promoters, Narayan Murthy. So yeah, I mean, see, you can try to say कि अच्छा हाँ impact आएगा Infosys का because Rishi Sunak became the prime minister. I feel to some extent maybe it might have already been priced in, but if you see, there are so many checks and balances that are there that would avoid such a PR fiasco. So in case Rishi Sunak does some funny business with Infosys, he's going to get absolutely butchered in the UK. अगर इन्फोसिस ऐसा कुछ करता है, you know, if there's conspiracy for you know, any partiality or something, Indian regulators won't be happy, shareholders won't be happy. So practically speaking, I don't think it's likely that we see a preference. हाँ, maybe shareholders के मन में ऐसा होगा कि वाओ, हम लोग बेसिकली यूके के प्राइम मिनिस्टर की कंपनी देख रहे हैं. But apart from that, I don't really feel that there's going to be much of an impact. Like, I can be wrong. I'm not saying कि मैं जो बोलता हूँ वही सच्चा truth है, but I'm just sharing my views at the end of the day. So yeah, this is TCS, this is Infosys. You can see there's a difference, but then again, Infosys has been a better performer if you ignore this part than TCS for a while now. That's how it's working. Chester D'Souza says, wow, on YouTube. Wow, right back to you. Can you do analysis of HAL? Sure, I can do an analysis of HAL. First, market का last 30 seconds है. Let's just see Nifty ने क्या उखाड़ा है आज, and we can look at HAL. हम लोग यहाँ पे देखते हैं, पहले निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी का हाल देखते हैं, फिर हाल का हाल देखेंगे. Here what we can see is that second half selling proved to be a bit of a burden for the indices, and this is something that happens a lot more at trading. अगर आप देखते हो, if you look at back tested data, if you look at backdated data, just trying to see how Muhurat trading has performed, you will end up seeing some sort of selling in and around Muhurat trading. Now, a logical explanation for that could be that people are booking profits to buy something. Another logical explanation for that is because यहाँ पे बस prices ऊपर थे, लोगों ने यहाँ पे खरीदा था. Today that much buying is not there, and that's why it's fallen. Lot of reasons that we can attribute prices to, price movements to, but ultimately what becomes clear is कि आज का market थोड़ा सा bearish था. Bank Nifty, same thing holds true. We can see Bank Nifty is moved in the exact same channel. So see this this drawing tool, it overlays something. So अगर मैं समझो यहाँ पे जाता हूँ on let's say the YouTube channel, and let me see if I can do the quick light theme right now. Light theme से आपको दिख जाएगा. See, you see the light theme, you can see these lines are here. Lines change नहीं हुए हैं. If I go to Nifty, the same lines are applicable. If I go to Bank Nifty, the same lines are applicable. You can see how similar Nifty and Bank Nifty have moved just using this very simple, quick, cheap and easy trick. So that's one observation. And let's see how things go. Again, यहाँ पे तो ऐसा लग रहा है higher level से sell off हुआ है. So maybe for the rest of this week we see some, you know, lethargic movements क्योंकि direction शायद ना हो, but let's see कैसे जाता है. We look at HAL now. HAL का हाल देखते हैं. HAL का हाल is not bad actually. HAL was doing decent. HAL has been doing decent. Somewhere around here is where the tides turned, and we went from 800 to 2,500. Moving averages अगर डालते हैं, then we can see right now it's at 50 MA. This red line that you see, 50 MA line, is an important level. क्यों? क्योंकि it shows the 50 average, it shows the average price of the past 50 trading sessions. Trader के हिसाब से support resistance भी होता है. There's a chance we see it bouncing from here, as we did here, as we did here, as we did here. अगर वो तोड़ता है, maybe somewhere around 2220 is where it might rest. If we talk about the weekly chart, it's high up in the sky. Or weekly chart के हिसाब से it's not near any moving average, so it's a bit of a risky bet on the weekly, but on the daily it looks fine. Dividend भी दे रहा है. कितना अगस्त में कितना dividend दिया था? 10 रुपए का dividend. Presumably around Thursday it might just declare another dividend. No, it's skipping. It's generally giving half yearly dividend except when it gives a special dividend. So अगर special dividend आता है 10-15 रुपए का, then how much does that end up being? Let's see. 15 rupees, 10 rupees पकड़ते हैं. Over 2,500 is around a 0.4% yield. That's very bad, kind of mediocre. But ठीक है, at least you get some dividend if you are holding this. So अगर 40 share है आपके, which makes it 1 lakh rupees, then you will get 400 rupees dividend, which means quite sad, but it is what it is. Okay, that's Hal for you. Anyone else wants to look at any other stocks? I think, yeah, we can wrap it up for today. So I hope you found good value in today's live stream. Join me on Thursday again. So these live streams happen every Tuesday, every Thursday. And make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, and make sure you follow me on Creator also. Creator के अंदर we've got 75 followers. Let's bring that number up to 80 today. मैं YouTube पे भी लिंक शेयर कर देता हूँ. YouTube वाले दोस्तों सब्सक्राइब कर देना. Yes, Vani, please ask. Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea. I forgot that यहाँ पे वो लोग ने V पे चेंज नहीं कर दिया. Vodafone Idea. It's pretty shit. It's not doing much. It's been stuck in a range since forever. यहाँ से लेके यहाँ कितना 20% के रेंज के अंदर उसने कितना टाइम बिताया है फ्रॉम मे. सो आधा साल उसने प्रैक्टिकली 20% के ही चक्कर में निकाला है. एंड इफ वी सी मोस्ट ऑफ द मूवमेंट्स दैट हैव हैपेंड विद इन दिस 8.8% रेंज. सो 8-9% के अंदर ही घूम रहा है. आई वुड से दिस इज नॉट अ स्टॉक दैट आई वुड बाय. Even if you ignore the fact कि चिल्लर स्टॉक है, I feel it's still not something worth looking at least now, or at least yet. Weekly पे भी there is just no momentum. For all you know, अभी खरीदते हो, एक साल बाद आपको शायद FD से भी कम रिटर्न देगा, अगर रिटर्न देता है तो भी. Not a stock I would look at. Personally, again, I'm not saying कि कोई भी मत खरीदो. This is just my view. I need to be a little cautious. No wonder their network is so bad. So here's the thing. I have Jio and I have Vodafone. I thought कि Jio के पास 5G है. चलो Jio try करते हैं. Turns out Jio is worse than Vodafone in my house. So Jio gives me 0 bars. So I had to settle for the lesser of the two devils and end up renewing my Vodafone also, which is not good, but it's a lot better than zero network for me. So let's see कैसे जाता है. Airtel honestly is the best. चलो Airtel की बात की है, then we might as well look at Airtel also, right? I think then it would be an incomplete video without talking about Airtel also. What's Airtel doing? Airtel high up in the sky, 800 के ऊपर close किया है आज इसने. Very good. And we can see how much of a difference there is. So if you talk about Vodafone, it is just lying, sleeping in a valley. Airtel is at the summit of the mountain. It has climbed Mount Everest, whereas Vodafone Idea has not even reached the first base camp and it is just lazing away. That said, possibly not a good time to buy. क्यों? क्योंकि ऑलरेडी ऊपर आ गया. यहाँ पे रिस्क रिवॉर्ड क्या होगा आपका? So yeah, I hope you found good value in today's live stream. Catch you on Thursday again. Make sure you're subscribed on Creator and on YouTube. Upvotes का function आया है Creator में. Make sure you upvote the stream also. Of course, that helps us all. And yeah, thanks a lot for attending and see you in the next one. Happy trading, happy analysis. Take care.